How many days after menses will you ovulate? We've done this video more than even 5 times, but I just want to be a little bit much clearer as I do this explanation. So please take your paper, take your pen. Our sister has a question. How many days after period will ovulation start coming? That's the question being asked by our sister. The question is simply, how many days after your menses will you ovulate? Please, to answer this question, you must understand how many days cycle you are. That's point one. Point two, you must also understand how many days do you menstruate. If you don't know how many days cycle you are, then you will not certainly get this question right if you're struggling to answer it. For those who don't know how to calculate your cycle, I always say that is the first step. If you want to answer any menstrual cycle question, so you need to go to YouTube, search Women's Health Forum. We've done a lot of videos on how to calculate your cycle. Please just go there and search Women's Health Forum on YouTube. Hopefully, you're going to understand how to calculate your cycle and know your cycle. On the screen, you will realize that my number is attached to this video, like my recent videos. For those who think that they need a one-on-one question and answer, or you need a follow-up and you want a one-on-one discussion on that follow-up, which will be on WhatsApp, please you get to that number and tell me that you want to register. This number is not for you to just come and ask questions. You must pay for it. If you're in Cameroon, you have to pay 5,000. If you're out of Cameroon, it's $30. Thank you so much. Once you know how to calculate your cycle, the first thing you do to that cycle is you subtract 14. Once you subtract 14, the answer you get is ovulation. That includes the first day that you menstruated. So if somebody asks a question, when is my ovulation if my cycle is 25 days? What do? You just count from the first day the person menstruated and you get to 11. How did I even get 11? I subtracted 14 because that's the formula. If someone asks you, what is my ovulation if my cycle is 28 days? What will I do? I just go from the first day you menstruated, account 14 days. How did I get 14? Because 28 minus 40 will give me 14. But the question here is, what will be that ovulation after the days of menstruation are over? Which therefore means it's not just like the normal ovulation, which we start counting from the days that you menstruate, but now we have to start counting this ovulation of this question is after your menstruation days are over. So you now see that what? Your menstrual cycle should be the first thing. When you do, you subtract the 14 to get the normal ovulation, including the menstruation days. The next thing is to know how many days do you menstruate. What do you do now? You now take the answer, which is the ovulation day that you have normally, including the menstruation days. Just remove your days that you menstruate. I hope we understand. Let's go back to the normal examples I gave. How many days will it take me to ovulate if my cycle is 25? I said for normal ovulation, including the days that you menstruate, you just count 11 days because it's day 11. How did we get 11? I said we subtract 14 from 25. But now, if we have to remove the days that you menstruate, then we'll start asking, how many days do you menstruate? Let's say you menstruate for 5 days. So we're going to move 5 days that you menstruate from the 11th, which is the day of normal ovulation that included the menstruation days. So if we remove 5 out of 11, we're going to have 6, isn't it? So it will be 6 days after your menstruation for a 25 days cycle. If we go to 28, you do the same thing. 28-day cycle, normally including the days that you menstruate, will be day 14 because we take 28 minus 14 gives us 14. But if somebody says, what will be the ovulation after the menstruation days are over? What do? You now get the days that you menstruate. Let's take 5 days as well, that the person menstruates for 5 days. Also subtract the 5 from that 14th. So if we take 14 minus 5, it gives us 9. Meaning that after your menses, if you menstruate for 5 days after your menses, your ovulation will occur around just 9 days after that. It is as simple as ABC, but I know many ladies will still come and some will be asking, my own days that I menstruate is 3 days. I have just said that word. Minus first of all, minus 14 from your cycle. Then you minus the days that you menstruate. If your own days is 3 days, and let's say your cycle is 28, minus 14 from 28, it gives you what? 14 to get a normal ovulation. Then you subtract the 3 days that you menstruate. If your own days that you menstruate are 6, you minus the 14, then you subtract the 6. It's as simple as ABC. If your own cycle is 30, 30 minus 14, you get an answer. Answer is 16. You minus the days that you menstruate to get the ovulation after the days that you menstruate. It's very simple. You need to sit down first of all. You understand how to calculate your cycle. If you know how to calculate your cycle, then this will be easier. If you don't know, go to YouTube right now and search Women's Health Forum on YouTube. Take your time, learn how to calculate your cycle. I've done a lot of videos on YouTube. Don't forget to share, don't forget to follow. Please follow my live stream. And also, those who are interested in a follow-up, I've said I use this number on the screen and you inbox me and say you want to register for the follow-up. This number on the screen is not for normal questions. You have to pay for it. If you're in Cameroon, it will be 5K. Out of Cameroon, it will be $30 US. Join my live stream. I do free explanation of most of these things on my live stream. If you join us, you're going to enjoy. Join us. Let's enjoy. Thank you so much.